A lot has happened in the world of sports over the past weekend, and it's time for me to give you a roundup of some of the major activities that occurred. My name is Soft P, and this is Soft Sports TV. But before we go ahead, I need you to do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Right here, we give you global sports content, and they are exciting, interesting, and engaging. So yeah, join the family and subscribe to this channel. And you can also follow us across all our social media platforms. All right, now let's go down into some of the exciting events that occurred in the world of sport over the weekend. I'll be starting with one that is so close to my heart, and that is the fight between Dricos du Plessis versus my boy, Israel, the last airbender, Adesanya. Now, my boy, because he's Nigerian, and of course, I consider him one of the best mixed martial artists of all time. Actually, John Jones got me interested in MMA, but Israel Adesanya actually took my love for the game to another level. So yeah, that's how much I respect Israel, the last airbender, Adesanya. Okay, but unfortunately, he lost the middleweight title fight to South Africa's Dricos du Plessis. Another thing that makes me sad, as a Nigerian, I don't want to be losing to South Africa. We don't like that. But it's happened. But in the end, we need to celebrate Africa, yeah? Africa won on that night. And forget about all of the drama that happened prior to the fight. It was good to see both fighters, bury the grudge. And we saw the families of Israel Adesanya and Dricos du Plessis in the locker room. We saw them exchange pleasantries, and that unity, that bond, that's one Africa, what we all want to see. No matter the country you're from, whether you're from the North Africa, South Africa, East Africa, as long as you are African, we need to love each other, respect, and help each other. And that was a good thing, we saw. And we also saw how Israel spoke about Dricos after the fight and vice versa. So it's a good thing, and it has made me forget about everything Dricos said prior to the fight. And right now it's time for Africa to move on. And hopefully, just like what Dana White hinted on, he might be bringing the UFC to Africa. Now, how exciting is that? Imagine seeing the UFC in South Africa. It will be so interesting to watch. Okay, let's go down to the fight quickly. I don't want to waste too much time on this one. It was sad seeing Israel get submitted. In my life, I never thought Izzy would ever be submitted, because a lot of fighters have tried to submit Izzy, but it's not easy, man. His takedown defense is actually really good. And even if you take him to the ground, it seems to be like a jelly. He finds a way to maneuver and get back on his feet. Okay, so it was actually the first time in Israel's 12-year career to be submitted in MMA. Like, it has never ever happened before. But kudos to Dricos du Plessis, who is another specialist when it comes to submission. His record speaks for him. And he's a man who also hasn't lost in 6 years. That goes to show you how good of a fighter Dricos du Plessis is. But now, if you ask me a question now, what went wrong for Israel Adesanya in the fight against Dricos du Plessis? What I would say is this. Personally, now, I might be wrong, because I'm not in the easy camp. I just, from what I've watched and the things I've seen, I feel Izzy put too much pressure on himself going into this fight. Yeah, I felt like he didn't need to change too much about himself. I felt he put too much pressure. You could see him on social media, some of the things he was saying, the involvement in some conversations. I know Izzy is one fighter who thrives under controversy. He loves the heat. And whenever you give him a motivation to be angry, he's going to finish you. So yeah, we saw that with Paulo Costa, and we've seen that with Derek Brunson and other fighters. But for this one, it was a different level. Now, I'm not going to talk about him crying at the press conference, because I don't think that was any sign of weakness. I felt that was strength, and that was a huge form of respect, and that shows how much he loves and values his family. So I'm not going to talk about that one. But the other activities, like comments he posted on social media, I just felt it was too much pressure on himself. But apart from that, sometimes your passion alone doesn't win you fight. Your skills and your game plan, and if you make an error in a fight game like this, high quality, especially when you're facing someone who is a good ground grappler like Dricos du Plessis, you try your best not to make any mistake whatsoever. And Izzy just made a little mistake, because up until that moment, I thought Izzy could have won the fight. maybe by decision or by knockout. But up until that moment in the round 4, that little mistake he made cost him. But for me, I think it's time for Israel Adesanya to go to the light heavyweight division, because before this fight, in preparation to this fight, we've seen Dan Hooker, who is a teammate of Israel Adesanya at City Kickboxing in New Zealand. Dan Hooker came out to say Izzy is the strongest, the biggest he has ever seen. And we actually saw reports of Izzy weighing all the way up to 208 pounds. That's like a heavyweight. That's over the light heavyweight. The light heavyweight is at 205 pounds, and Izzy was weighing 208 pounds. So that's like, bro was moving up to heavyweight, so to say. And he's 35 right now. I don't think he should be stressing himself cutting too much weight, because he actually cut weight from 208 pounds to 184 pounds. I know a lot of fighters do this, but at this age, it wouldn't really help. The body has changed. I'm not calling him old, but actually he's older right now. It's not the younger version that he used to be. So he needs to actually respect his body. And I think he would be a chaos to the fighters at light heavyweight. I would actually love to see Izzy move up to light heavyweight. Imagine a fight between Izzy and Jiri Prohaska. That would be a great fight, a great matchup. And I would love to see that happen. So for Izzy, if he was in my team, or if I had the power to advise him, I would tell him, move up to light heavyweight. He has done everything he needed to have done in the middleweight division. He has won the title twice. What more can you ask for? Hall of Famer, guaranteed. Like, there is no question about that. Go move up to light heavyweight, pick up a new adventure and enjoy yourself. Right now, you can feel free to bulk up. There's no issues. The guys in the light heavyweight, they are not that fast. You're faster than every light heavyweight out there. So I think he will do a good job. And who knows, he might actually meet Alex Pereira again at the light heavyweight division. But yeah, that's it. Congratulations to Jacobs du Plessis, and congratulations to South Africa and Africa. And for Israel Adesanya, I know he's going to be going to Nigeria this week. Have a good time. And to all my Nigerian brothers who are in Nigeria, welcome Izzy the best way. He's a champion. This man has earned our respect, and treat him like a king that he is. All right, let's go, Izzy. I know you'll be back stronger. I know you're not retiring anytime soon, because you've got a lot of tricks to show us, maybe in the light heavyweight division. Okay, away from MMA, let's talk some football quickly before we wrap up the video. Manchester City managed to do what they always do by beating Chelsea in Stamford Bridge 2-0 in the English Premier League. Could Man City win this title for the 5th time in a row? That's a big question, and I don't think as a fan I would want that to happen, because that would just solidify the Farmers League narrative. Because if you call the English Premier League the best league in the world and you have a team winning it 5 times in a row, bro, this would just be like the Lyon situation back then when they had Juninho and others, where they always won the league in the French league. But this is the Premier League, and I'm hoping we get to see a team that would stop Man City. Of course, not Chelsea. Chelsea is a team that has got like 150 players, but they've got no team. They've got like 6 first-team goalkeepers, but they've got no first-choice goalkeeper. I'm not laughing at Chelsea, but it's quite a quagmire of complications what's happening right now in Chelsea. Okay, they've got all of that money, but no clinical striker. All of that money, but they've got no proper fullback. All of that money, but they've got no proper goalkeeper. I don't know what's going on right there, but you as a Chelsea fan, if you have something to say, go in the comment section. And just like John Obi Mikel, give me some rant and tell me what you think is going on in Chelsea and how they can improve their situation. But for Marc Cucurella, I hope he has learned his lessons the hard way, because for no reason, this man decided to throw banters at Erling Haaland at the Euros. For Christ's sake, Haaland didn't even play in the Euros. Man plays for Norway. Those guys don't even qualify for nothing. With respect, I mean. But he decided to pick up Haaland and try to ridicule Haaland in a song. And guess what? The first game back in the league, Haaland scores a goal. And you know who was trying to defend against Haaland? Marc Cucurella. And Haaland just put him by the side and scored that goal. So yeah, Cucurella, you need to watch your words properly. And whatever song you have next time, get a good songwriter and then you sing something else. Maybe you can sing about Nicholas Jackson and not Haaland. Okay, if you get what I mean. All right, now let's move away from that and let's go to the game at the Emirates Stadium between Arsenal versus Wolverhampton Wanderers, where Arsenal defeated Wolves by 2-0. That was a fantastic game. It's not easy playing your first game because you've got like um, you always find it difficult to get that rhythm back, especially from last season. Getting into that rhythm, it's not always easy. But for Arsenal, they picked up from where they left off last season, and it was a fantastic 2-0 win over Wolves. Goals from Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka. It was a fantastic one. But yeah, I've got a bit of a puzzle right now for Arsenal fans. Where do you think Ricardo Calafiori will come in this team? Is he going to be a left back or is he going to be a centre back? If you notice with Mikel Arteta, almost every season, it seems he's got a scapegoat. Almost every season, there's always one player who we never expect to drop for him to drop, and he just drops that player. So if Calafiori is not going to be a left back, because in the game against Wolves, he didn't even come in. We saw Jurriën Timber. He came in for Zinchenko at left back. Now, if Timber is the second choice left back and Zinchenko apparently right now is the first choice left back, does that make Calafiori a third choice left back? Or is Calafiori a centre back? And if he's going to be a centre back, of course, we're not going to see him play on the right side. He's left footed. So, Gabriel Magalhaes, are you going to be the sacrificial lamb for Arsenal this season? Because Arteta, every time, he always finds someone. And in my opinion, I might be wrong. Before you slide or before you criticize me, listen to me and focus on this logic. I think Gabriel Magalhaes actually might be the one who will be sacrificed for Ricardo Calafiori. Now, this is why I said so. If you remember last season, the start of last season, in the game between Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest, you will notice that Gabriel Magalhaes was dropped on the bench, and Arsenal, Mikel Arteta played Thomas Partey at right back. Now, if not for Partey getting injured, that would have continued because Ben White was like a centre back and Partey was a right back. So I wouldn't be surprised if at some point this season we see Gabriel Magalhaes. I don't know if I'm murdering his name. Pardon me if I'm doing that. But I won't be surprised if I'm seeing Big Gabby on the bench and Calafiori coming up as centre back. I wouldn't be surprised. Arteta is a man who thinks out of the box, and no one is safe in that Arsenal team except maybe Bukayo Saka or Martin Odegaard. No one is actually safe. Okay, now go in the comment section. Tell me what you think about that situation of Calafiori and where you think he will be playing for Arsenal. All right, and let me know if you agree with my what's it called? My idea of Gabriel going to the bench. I don't know if that works, but you go in the comments and let me know what you think about that. And for Real Madrid, well, they've got a lot of fantastic players up front, but they failed to win their La Liga game. I think, was it against Real Mallorca? I think it was a draw, a 1-1 draw. And it's going to be an exciting season right now because I tell you what, teams are going to double up against Real Madrid. I mean, I'm not saying they can't win the league again, but with the signing of Mbappe and other few signings like Endrick, the new generation Pele, it's going to be interesting for other teams. I think teams are going to pack the bus this season more against Real Madrid, and let's see how that goes. All right. Okay, I'll stop here right now. Thank you so much for watching this video. We've spoken about MMA. We've spoken about football. Yeah. So go in the comment section and tell me what you think about what I've spoken about. If you've got any opinion whatsoever, drop it in the comment section, and please try to be polite as you can be. All right. And feel free to express yourself too in the same way. But please make sure you subscribe to this channel. Follow us across all our social media platforms. Okay. My name is Soft Sasapi, but you can call me Soft. And thank you. See you next time. Peace.